Hi everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make the super cool Avenir bracelet, and this was designed by me. I posted it I think a week or two ago on Instagram, and I entered in a contest which I did not win, but I'm going to do a tutorial on it now. So this is pretty much what the bracelet looks like, and it's the same on both sides. It's hook only. And I will have my Instagram name in the description box below, but I'm not going to bring it up here just for sake of time. I know I do it with everyone else's, but it's me, so I'll just put it in the description box below. But anyway, today you're going to need a hook. I'm going to use my double-ended hook here. You're going to need a C-clip at the top to secure your bracelet and some bands, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So for the dark purple bands in this bracelet, which look kind of blue, but they're purple, I'm using white Persian, and then for the opaque white in this bracelet I am using the peridot Persian. Then for the mother of pearl that's kind of in the center, I am using black. So to start, what you're going to want to do is take some of your white Persian bands here, and first thing you're going to do is cap a band on your hook, just like so. And sorry about this band-aid on my finger. Then you're going to pull another band through the cap band, and before you close you're going to lift the farthest loop, and then you're going to take another white Persian, pull it through the first two, lifting the outside one. We're going to start with an 8-loop setup, and taking another band through the first two and lifting the outside one. So if you've done fishtail type designs before, you'll know that you should know what an 8-loop setup is, which is what we're going to do for this bracelet. But if you don't know, I always teach you in the beginning. So you're going to take this first loop off once you flip it around and lift up the other end of the cap band. You're going to take a white Persian band, pull it through the first two, lift the outside one, and another white Persian band through the first two, lifting the outside one. So now you should count, well, you should have 8 loops if you count them. And now what we're going to do is take 2 of our green bands here. Take your first one, pull it through the first 4 loops on your hook, which is pretty much the first half of your bands. You're going to lift the second loop and the 4th loop, and if you look and if you keep them in order, both of those loops should be part of the same band. So once you have that, you're going to go ahead and turn this around. You can switch it around just by pinching it and turning it around, or slide it down to the other end. Usually I would just pinch it and turn it around, but because of the angle that I'm at with the camera, I'll just slide it down. You're going to take your other Persian band here, pull it through the first 4 loops, again, lifting the second and the 4th loop here. So now you should have something like this. And now you're going to take your black band here for the center, and you're going to pull it through the first 6 loops, so all but the last 2. And then before you close, you're going to lift those 2 center green bands, and then the 2 outer bands. You're going to rearrange these 2 outer bands so that they are outside of this black band here. And if it does get out of order, just make sure that you put it back in order before we start looping. Sometimes it's hard to get them back in the right order because the bands are kind of loose. But anyway, now you're going to take 2 white Persian bands for each side. And what you're going to do with the first one is you're going to pull it through the first 4 loops, and you're going to lift the second, which is the black band, and the 4th loop, which is the green band, and reattach. So it should look something like this. Now take now take another white Persian band and pull it through the first 3 loops, and just simply lift the outside one. So it should look something like this. Now you're going to turn this around, so I'm going to go ahead and slide mine down. Problem with sliding it down is that it gets all twisted and stuff, but anyway, you're going to slide down to the other end and take your 2 other Persian bands for the other side, again pulling it through the first 4, lifting the second loop, which is the black loop, and the 4th loop, which is this green loop here, but because my bands came undone when I was sliding it down, I have to arrange that and then pull up the green loop. Now taking the white Persian through the first 3 and lifting the outside one. So now you're back to 8 loops here, And you're going to do the same thing again, starting with your green Persian. So you're going to take the first one, going to pull it through the first 4, lifting the second and the 4th loop, just like so. And then, this is usually how I just do it. I turn it around, like that, and do the same thing on the other side. So taking your Persian, through the first 4, lifting the second and the 4th loop. Make sure they stay in order. Now take a black band, pull it through the first 6 loops, lifting the 2 inner green bands and the 2 outer bands. Then rearrange those 2 outer bands so it will look something like this. Now take 2 white Persian bands for each side here. Take your first one, pull it through the first 4 loops, again lifting the second and the 4th loop, which should be your black and your green band. Now take your second white Persian band and pull it through the first 3 loops. Just lift that outside white Persian band. Now we're going to go ahead and flip this around. I actually find it easier to pinch it and flip it than slide it down nowadays. I don't know why, but I do. Anyway, going to take your first white Persian band again through the first 4, lift the second, lift the 4th, and then take your second Persian band through the first 3 and just lift the outside one. So now you should have something like this, and I will show you one last time before I show you how to finish it off. So you're going to take your black band and your 2 green Persian bands, taking your first green Persian band through the first 4 loops, lifting the second and the 4th. That should look like this, and we're going to go ahead and turn it around. Okay, then taking your second green Persian band through the first 4, lifting the second and the 4th loop here. Now take your black band, pull it through the first 6, lift the center 2 and the outer 2, and then rearrange those outer 2. Now take 2 white Persian bands for each side, taking your first one through the first 4 loops, lifting the second and the 4th loop, taking your second band through the first 3, just lifting the outside one. Now go ahead and turn this around on your hook, and take your next 2 bands through the first, take your first band, through the first 4, lifting the second and the 4th, and then your second band through the first 3, lifting the outside one. So you're going to continue this until you reach the length that you need for whatever you're doing. So whether it be a bracelet or something else, you're going to continue this until you reach the top, and then to finish it off, once you have these 8 loops, all you're going to do is take one more white Persian band, pull it through all 8, and attach both ends. You can also do 2 bands for, a tighter closure, that kind of thing, if you want it to be super sturdy. But that is going to do it for this tutorial, so thank you for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have my Instagram name in the description box below. If you want to check that out, I always post my original designs there before I post them here on YouTube, so if you want a sneak peek or a preview, go ahead and check that out. I will have it in the description box below. But for now, that's all I'm going to have for this video, so I hope to see you next time.